I ain't Charlie, I couldn't see the view anymore. Was he Mombo?
Right. What did he say?
He said edge is edge, huh? He only chopped him down because he couldn't see the view no more. What's he moaning about?
What did he say?
He said an edge is an edge. He only chopped it down because it spoiled his view. What's Reaper moaning about?
22-minute podcast. 22-minute podcast. Don't want to take up much of your time. Just gonna read some headlines. Stuff.
Welcome to the 22-minute podcast. My name is Wes Sievertson. Today is Thursday, April 17th, and I am here with Mike Finley and James Fass.
Hey, guys.
Hello. Boom. And, yeah, man, so close to Woo Day. We got to be
So
close.
close. It's on the tip
my
of my
Woo Day.
tongue.
Ooh.
Ooh, good for you.
Wait, you do work Fridays, don't you?
No, I have a compressed work schedule. I work Monday through Thursday.
That's right.
10
That
hour
sounds
shifts,
dope
though.
as fuck, honestly.
I'm sure some weeks it's better than others, but yeah. The weeks that it feels good, I bet it feels good.
This last week was a fucking beating, man. But that's not why we're here today.
Hey, that's not why we're here. We're here to learn. Hey, what happened on this day in history? Let's see. On this day in 1397, Jeffrey Chaucer, he tells the Canterbury Tales for the
Them
first
shits
time.
were hard.
What?
Them shits go hard.
Honestly, I bet everyone in King Richard II's courtroom was just like, "Shut up! Shut up! Shh, shh, shh. Chaucer's going off." Did you hear the one about the big guy and he got tied down by all the little dudes in like this little dude kingdom?
I want to go to
That
the
sounds
Little
like a
Dude
whitest
Kingdom.
kids you know skit, like when they did the Abraham Lincoln one.
I don't remember it, but I know I've seen it. Speaking of Abraham Lincoln, on this day in 1865, Mary Surratt is arrested as a conspirator in the Abraham Lincoln assassination. So I need to watch.
Fucking bitch.
I didn't know anything about this. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I only put it here. Really, one, it's interesting, of course, but I also put it there because recently there's a television series called Manhunt, and their last season was about. It's on Apple TV. So at least it'll look good. I know that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it'll actually be
Sure.
good. But their recent the season was about the assassination of. It was really about the manhunt for John Wilkes Booth.
Gotcha.
And it goes into, like we all know John Wilkes Booth and everything, but just it was a large conspiracy. It was a much larger conspiracy than they lead us to believe. Maybe because, listen, if there is propaganda from public education, it's not going into how large the opposing side really was and always has been. Like that may be the true brainwashing. At least in my opinion, we need to educate our children that there are larger right-wing fascists, militia-style groups in this country. And I don't know, maybe tell them about the Oklahoma City bombing and why that happened. Do you want your daughter to learn about the Oklahoma City bombing and why that happened?
Yes.
How old?
We'll say 11.
Legislate it. Okay.
Put it in the books.
Put it in the books. We're doing it. Jumping. Let's see. 50 years ahead. More than 50 years. Sorry. To 1932, Ethiopian Emperor Haile Selassie of Ethiopia in slavery. I just thought that was. Yeah, right. I just thought that was bingo card. I just thought that was interesting though because they didn't abolish slavery until 1932. Wild. On this day in 2013, same-sex marriage is legalized in New Zealand. I think we did it 2 years later, 1 year later.
Something like that, I think.
It's 1 or 2 years later. I can't quite remember. I know that I was working the day that they did it because my boss was like, take your cigarette coupons and go to Mabel Peabody's.
Ooh.
Which is a lesbian bar, or was a lesbian bar in Denton.
Is it closed now?
It is closed, and then they relocated Crossroads, which is like kind of the new gay lesbian bar. Newer. It's not new anymore. But they relocated to that strip.
Okay.
And so that's kind of like at least last I know,
Yeah.
dude. I mean, I am not because also Golden Boy is a coffee place, but it's also a venue as well.
Anymore.
Oh no, they closed. Yeah. Well, that was another kind of spot for. I don't
Someone
know.
crashed into that building twice.
Why were they? What were they mad about?
Not being able to drive.
Speculation. James, you making more stories up? James, you making headlines up?
He's spinning webs.
On this day in 2013, and also on this day in 2013, 15 people are killed and 100 are injured. Isn't that interesting? After a fertilizer plant explodes in the city of West Texas.
West Texas.
They were mad about the. What do they have there again? What's the pastry that they have in West Texas?
Kolaches?
Kolaches.
Ooh.
They
Talking
were
about
mad.
check stop?
Yeah, check stop. Yeah.
Someone ran into that building too.
Why are we blowing up the check stop and running buildings into it? Why are we waging war on the check stop?
Because driver's licenses are mailed out to people now. Like, no
very
one
true.
has to fucking pass anything.
Oh, and I'm the one yelling about pies?
No one uses their indicator light, Mike.
I know.
Thank you. No one uses their indicator light, and they back into diagonal spots. Listen, I know that I was yelling about that in parking lots. I sent y'all a picture of a guy who did it on a road.
Yeah.
He was actually looking at me while I was taking the picture too, and I kind of want, you know what I mean? I kind of want that guy to yell at me and ask me like, "What are you doing?" Oh, I just like taking pictures of people who don't turn their brain on. Have a good day.
Good luck.
Good luck. Bye. All right. Ba-dum-bum-ba-dow. On this day in music history, only one note today for music history. On this day in 1970, Paul McCartney releases his first solo album, just titled McCartney. I think he had released like an EP or something before that. I'm not sure, but I know that like when they announced the end of the Beatles, the same day he was like, "Oh, and by the way, I've got a solo record coming out." He's kind of a dick.
Yeah.
He is the most talented one. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like in my older age now, love George Harrison and everything, and it's like that's the ideal guy to have accompanied Paul McCartney songs, and John Lennon's backing vocals on Paul's songs are just classic. Sounds great, and I love John's songs. Super talented as well, but objectively, I really think Paul McCartney's songs are the biggest bangers. And I enjoyed a lot more of his solo career than John's. And he also didn't say that women was the N-word of the world.
What?
Yeah, John Lennon has a record called that. And a high school teacher, whenever we were in high school, showed me that record.
Really?
Yeah, because you know what? When you think about it, he was 27 years old.
Yeah.
And he was an edgelord who was also sleeping with students.
An edgelord. Jesus.
Moving on. All right, here we go. Action. On this day in TV and... Oh, no, there's no song. On this day in TV and film history, on this day in 2011, one of the greatest first 3/4 of a television show premieres. Well, I probably didn't say that right. One of the best shows for 3/4 of its period premieres. Game of Thrones on HBO. And truly, man, like I love rewatching Game of Thrones every like 3 years or so.
Oh, really?
Because seriously, like, okay,
I've never rewatched it. I've
Oh,
only
it's
ever watched
fantastic.
it once, and that was with you guys
Yeah.
as they were premiering the episode, so we might have even seen
I tried to rewatch it for
this.
the third time, and it fizzled out by end of season 1.
Well, I mean, fair. That's tough because here's the thing. This is why I think Game of Thrones itself, not the TV show can go into a much broader conversation, but just kind of what the story is and what the elements that make up the story of Game of Thrones is seriously like George R.R. Martin in the 90s. That's when he released the first one, saying, "I'm going to take everything that's already basically been published." All the story arcs, I'm going to throw them into one book. I'm going to put my twist on it. I'm going to make it more violent. But I mean, ultimately, fantasy books have been doing that for forever.
Sure.
It just took so long before
Dune.
100%, dude. It just takes so long, or it has to be a special book to break into the mainstream when it comes. Not anymore, but back in the day, especially like up until the 90s, 2000s, it still took a very specific sci-fi. The Sci-Fi Channel wouldn't have been popular in the 60s. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wouldn't have been popular enough. It took Star Wars, to even bring those kinds of films to the mainstream. And even then, they're not as proliferated as they are now. And so, to me, it's just a similar thing with, like, the fantasy world, the world of fantasy storytelling and novels. George R.R. Martin is just a guy who he's the AI of fantasy. and he knows everything about how to write a fantasy character, narrative, whatever. And so that's what we were presented with on the screen. And so ultimately, like, you do have to be really interested in all the world building, all the little character building, all the little threads that one little line exposes. You have to be really, really fucking paying attention and focused. And that was the big thing when it premiered, right? That's how everybody felt. Like, there's so many names and there's so much going on. But that's how fantasy books are. So I think that's the thing is it's going to be so difficult to replicate it, and it's going to be so difficult to like trust showrunners to let a fantasy story be as dirty and as convoluted as fantasy books are. I listen and I mostly listen to fantasy books now, and yeah, they're super convoluted. They're super long, and they're so fucking validating. Like, if you really pay attention, They present all these characters, right? They present these characters, and then all of a sudden you're 7 hours into this story, something happens, and you're like, wait, I like this guy? I feel for him? He was a piece of shit to everybody. He fucks his sister. How did they do this?
We're talking about Joe Dirt?
Exactly. Yeah, you fall in love with Joe Dirt. Dude, you know what, though? That's what I'm saying is I want Joe Dirt in a fantasy world. That's the story I want. So bad. Okay, moving on. Game of Thrones, congratulations. The last couple seasons really fell apart because they lost their balls. Would you lose your balls?
Would you lose your balls?
On this day in 2011, the Kenneth Branagh directed, Chris Hemsworth starring, Natalie Portman sexified, Thor premieres in Australia. And it's not good, I admit it, but it's charming, and I'll watch it because
it's Kenneth Branagh.
It's Kenneth Branagh.
It's kind of fun.
Too many Dutch angles, I will say. Why'd you do that, Kenneth? I don't understand. It's the only movie you've done that in, I think. Like, I can't. Anyway. But no, all of the acting is just incredibly charming. There's not a bad performance in it. And it's just kind of a goofy movie. And I think that's mostly why, I love a goofy movie. But no, I think that's why it got shit, is because it wasn't Captain America serious.
Yeah.
And they tried to do it with the next one, and they still got shit.
Yeah.
So it took them then reverting and being more clownish than they ever were with
Taika Waititi.
Yeah, exactly. So it just makes no sense. Audiences are shitty. Like, there's no reason.
Me and Hulk are friends.
Exactly, dude. Honestly, so annoyed.
We not friend.
We work together.
I need to like pull clips of around that time Mark Ruffalo doing interviews, and he like developed a lisp for some reason. He's like doing this thing. Actors are fucking crazy, dude. I love Mark Ruffalo, but I was so just like, he's all of a sudden kind of like talking like this, and like what? And he's like, it's more effeminate. Like, what is happening with you right now? Like, is this who you really
I've
are?
seen
You were in 13 going on 30, okay?
Yeah, bro, chill. You are not Paul Rudd. Okay,
Bro, what happened to Collateral? Give me that Mark Ruffalo.
Dude, he was really sexy in Collateral, and that's why it was so shocking whenever, that was the whole point,
They're
right?
both in the elevator.
Well, but one of the really thrilling moments of Collateral is, you think he's about to be saved by Mark Ruffalo, then he gets lit the fuck up.
Because he's not like,
because he's not brutal enough.
Shout out Michael Mann.
Seriously, Michael, you know why Michael Mann gave Mark Ruffalo slicked back hair and a necklace? Because he said this motherfucker's too vain to fit in, and he's too vain to know when a real psychopath is behind him. Like, literally, that's what I think. If it wasn't Michael Mann choosing that, the art department knows what they're doing. The art department's job is to sit there and go, why would he be wearing this? How does it interact with the story? So that's what I believe. I believe they made him vain, his character more vain, because that's why he didn't see the shot coming.
Also, Javier Bardem.
Is he in that?
How fucking furious do you think Santa Claus would be?
Javier Bardem's in that?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I've never seen Collateral.
Oh, it's so good.
What?
Fucking Tom Cruise, right?
Right. I'm not as, listen, you need to watch The Truman Show. I'm going to tell you that.
Yeah.
Collateral
I'll cash
Damage.
app you $3 to watch it tonight.
It is very good. It is very, very good. Jamie Foxx is fantastic.
Well, that was right after he got his Oscar for Ray.
Correct. Oh, and then a young Zoe Saldana, right? If she's at the end. Isn't that her at the
Jada
end?
Pinkett.
Ah, fuck, my bad. See? Racist.
But still a younger Jada Pinkett, because it was what, like 2003,
maybe?
5.
Yeah, something like that. Anyway, definitely look that up.
Mm-hmm.
You should watch. It's a great movie.
Add it to the list.
Really, everything Michael Mann's done, other than
I gotta watch fucking Heat too. I've never seen that either.
Well, That's
serious?
That's a
Yeah.
that is a travesty.
Yeah.
That and Truman Show are definitely on the same level.
Start with
did he do-
LA Takedown.
Did he do?
No,
Truman Show?
I'm just saying, like,
Oh,
I
okay.
don't usually. There's
Gotcha,
not many
gotcha.
movies that I am like, you really need to watch
Yeah.
that. I can't believe you haven't seen it or something.
You
like
can
that.
stay away from Miami Vice.
I mean, I like it, but it's definitely on the lower end of.
Is that also that's Colin Farrell? Is that also Jamie Foxx? Is he
Yes.
also in that?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Really, there's one scene in that is just.
Yeah.
The definition of tension and like violent, the quiet before the storm kind of thing. That's really beautiful in the sense of filmmaking. But overall, it's one of his weaker movies. I didn't like Black Hat at all, which sucks because that had a Hemsworth in it, and I again, charming guy. Chris Hemsworth is a good action leading man. I wanted to see him in that, but it's a pretty disappointing movie. So it's maybe it's not his latest, but it's one of his latest ones. Anywho, on this day in 2017, Gary Sinise finally
About time.
receives a star on the Hollywood Walk Hall of Fame. Just ridiculous. How can you found one of the most like prestigious theaters in the country in like the 1980s, go on to be nominated for Academy Awards? I don't remember if he won or not. I'm sorry. How does it take until 2017 to give this guy a fucking?
I think it was after he converted to Catholicism.
Donald Trump has a fucking. You know what I mean?
God
Like,
damn
fuck
it.
yourself. On this day in 1990, have you never been to LA, right?
No.
I've been to the Hollywood Walk of Fame or whatever. Yeah, vomit and stars. What do you want?
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
Listen, every city in the country is a shithole. I don't know what to tell you. It's unfortunate. This is where we live. We need better wages. We need more social safety nets, and they're dismantling them. So get ready for more vomit, less stars.
Yay.
All right, on this day in 1998, oh my God, the cinematic masterpiece Polly is released. Mr. Monk himself, that little girl who is also in the TV film version of what's the I can't hear and I can't. What's the Miracle Worker? What a anyway. Yeah, she was in the television version of that. She's also in other stuff. I can't remember her name. The girl in Polly. But yeah, dude, Polly's so good. I love it. If you kind of want to like smile and cry, Polly.
Yeah.
Skipping over that. On to birthdays.
Did you put that in, Mike?
Yeah, I did.
But here's the thing. He also put Polly. So, I appreciate it.
He got you.
I was like, we'll just roll from one to the next. Let's see.
No way. I did see Paul Blart 1. I think I've mentioned that the only time I've seen it is I had smoked a lean blunt with some friends, and I thought it was the funniest movie in the world. I almost hit. I think I might have mentioned this before too. I almost hit play on it once since then, and this is about a decade ago probably. That I was like, this was funny. I'm gonna watch this.
Oh no.
And right before I hit play, I was like, this is one of those what I call a big green situation.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
Because
yeah.
Chips all over yourself?
Well, no, I rewatched The Big Green when I was like 21.
So hard.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
It's
not
so
good.
It really
horrible.
is. It is so bad.
And like it was such a good memory as a kid. But dude,
watching that shit on VHS all the time, and
Right.
then it's just like, this is not a good movie.
it literally makes no like it's a collage of kids running around doing it. We're gonna
Well,
get
yeah,
to
it's a
fucking-
mimic of like Sandlot
but
or like
dude, Sandlot
any of
has
those
a story
like a bunch of
and
kids.
it has stakes.
But the alcoholic dad. Let's go, Kate.
Oh, right,
Big
yeah,
Green.
yeah.
I was like, what?
Oh, it hurts. I do.
What?
You know what though? You know what
There's
though?
an alcoholic dad in Hoosiers.
You know what though? I will. Yeah, but Hoosiers is
R.I.P.
actually
Dennis
about
Hopper.
being anti-segregation. You need to revisit
Gene
that
Hackman.
movie. Anyway, no, I would take a Big Green jersey, but I'm never watching that movie again.
Yeah, never.
Anyway,
Never.
all right. Let's get to the bdays. Turning 66 today. Speaking of Game of Thrones.
Oh, what's fun for
wow, On his
him.
birthday, the show premiered, and then he was like, "I don't even get 2 fucking seasons with this show." I don't know what
Me in
accent that
every
was.
movie I
Shut up,
die.
006. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
Traitor. Turning 53. Oh, speaking of 13, going on 30. Jennifer Gardner. God, I maybe I just need like a lady friend because just any attractive woman that comes up on these lists, I just say
for me.
what?
Do not
What's
like
in
Jennifer
your
Garner.
wallet then, James?
Yeah, what's in your fucking wallet?
Yeah, you're also a business owner. Shut the fuck up, Jimmy.
She
My
can-
small business, yeah.
I will sign over the rights to have Jennifer Garner suffocate me by sitting on top of my face 10 seconds before I'm already set to die.
Okay.
Same thing, turning 40, Rooney Mara. It's just dangerous. Today's real dangerous.
I love Rooney Mara. She's married to.
I don't know if they're
Joaquin
married,
Phoenix.
but Joaquin
oh
Phoenix,
yeah,
yeah.
like they've been partners for years.
Yes, that's correct. I think they met on like a weird Jesus movie. No, I don't know.
Well, she was in a
She was
like Mary Magdalene or something.
I think he was in that too.
Nice.
Is what I'm saying. Turning 83 today, David Bradley. That's Filch.
Mm-hmm.
But he's look, him and Sean Bean, same birthday.
Oh wow.
Both in Game of Thrones. You know what though? What Sean Bean's not in?
What's that?
Hot Fuzz.
Ooh.
And Mr. Bradley here is.
He's also in an episode of Doctor Who.
That doesn't surprise me
Mm-hmm.
one bit. Now, what would surprise me is if you told him he reprised that character in the Community parody.
Oh yeah.
Professor Spacetime.
Professor Spacetime.
That would crack me the fuck
That would
up.
be really fucking funny.
Too late. They are doing
maybe the movie.
Oh, right, they are doing a movie, so I guess there's an opportunity. Why don't we call Mr. Harmon?
Excuse me, Dan.
Hey, Dan, I got your number from Sarah.
Just say it.
Yeah, exactly. Just like whatever.
From Jeff.
That's all you got to do. Yeah.
Wasn't Sarah like his ex-wife's name?
No,
Is that something else?
maybe.
Okay.
No, I don't remember.
Okay.
I really
Yeah,
don't.
that
remember.
would not be a good way to.
No,
That
I'm sure they
bitch.
still talk.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Look her up. You parasocial stalker. Turning 57 today, Adam McKay.
Oh, fun.
I don't know how his and Will Ferrell's relationship's doing.
I don't think it's good.
It wasn't.
I don't
know
know if anything's been rekindled.
Will Ferrell was upset that apparently Adam McKay very surreptitiously cast John C. Reilly in the Lakers HBO thing. And Will was pretty confident it was going to be him, and so I guess he felt like the way that Adam went about it wasn't right.
They've done a million
I
movies
know.
together. Why is he mad?
Because they're being old bitches. They're being listen. If we're not
Yeah,
mad
he
at
is
each
getting
other
up
in
there.
our 50s, what are we doing? Anyway,
I guess that's true. Will Ferrell kind of can suck my balls ever since he did a movie with Mel Gibson.
Oh, yeah.
fair enough. Okay, bye guys.
Died on this day. Well, not died. Roddy Piper. Born. Dead.
Rowdy?